PowerPoint presentation up here, but I'm going to have to use my script notes, so bear with me a little bit. A lawyer walks into a bar. Dean was my brother, if you can recognize any resemblance. When Dean was born, first thing that happened was my mom and dad looked at him and said, "We got to try again." In fact, they wanted to name me Dean V2, but I ended up with Craig. And you've heard a lot about Dean, and you probably know Dean from his adulthood. Very little is known about his early years, so I'm here to enlighten you. Because you get to know somebody pretty well when you wake up 4 feet away in the same bedroom for 10 years, whether you like it or not. So, Dean and I shared a tremendous amount of experiences, which made us, as you may recognize through some of what I do, including ramble, we ended up a little part Smothers Brothers, a little part Marx Brothers, a little bit Brothers Karamazov, a little bit the Blues Brothers, and for those of you younger people, a little bit Super Mario Brothers. And we did those typical kid things. We played cops and robbers. Dean was always the cop. But he became a lawyer after the other one. Cowboys and Indians. Now you can imagine Dean with his little cap pistol running around, hiding behind trees. I'm sure that's the image you carry with Dean throughout your lives. We played street ball, and Dean was the Babe Ruth to my Maury Wills. He was the record holder of home runs in our Monument Street boys tennis baseball team. Dean was the older brother. So Dean got to teach me a lot of things, as older brothers do. And Dean was very good at that. As you all probably know, Dean was a very good teacher. And much of what I am reflects that which Dean taught me. I mean, everything from learning to throw a spiral, to kick a ball, to shoot a hoop. Much of this was Dean. And, of course, part of Dean will live on because I've tried to impart some of that to my kids as well. He taught me more than a few of the kid games, though. He taught me some very important lessons. How to hide the lima beans at dinner. And that one afternoon, I know he taught me, what was it? Oh yeah, how to understand women. So, we did a lot of things together, and it's time now for Dean Trivia. So all of those of you who think you know Dean, here's your opportunity to show us how much you really know about Dean. What was the name of the haircut that Dean and I wore to elementary school one day, and then we were banned from school unless we wore stocking caps on our heads? Mohawk is right. So those of you people who think that these young kids have all the new hairstyles, we're talking elementary school here, people. All right, what was Dean's first job? You've been given a hint already. He was a soda jerk, and I followed in Dean's steps as a soda jerk. I also followed in Dean's steps by being fired from that job. Dean always wanted to play a sport and a particular position. Anyone know what that was? Football. He wanted to be the kicker. One of the things that Dean did do, and was rather proficient at it, was to do amateur magic. And Dean actually did performances. And Dean became very good at doing magic. Obviously, he became much better than I became. Sorry. Anyway. Dean also won awards for driving the ugliest car for 3 years straight. And can anyone name what that car was?
Baja Bug.
A Baja Bug is right. Actually, it wasn't just a Baja Bug, it was an ugly Baja Bug, which Dean also handed down to his younger son, so I could have the ugliest car in the world for some years. But the thing would never quit. And for those of you who think you know about Dean's academic career, how many times did Dean fail dumbbell English in UCLA before he graduated valedictorian in the George Law School?
4.
4 times. Another winner in the front row. So, I am the product of what Dean taught me, and any resemblance is purely coincidental. As the last part of our group participation, I would like to ask you to do something for me. One other thing I forgot to do. Excuse me. One of the most important lessons Dean taught me was how to play bridge. I think I was his first student. He went on to do great things in bridge, and he found another partner after me, I must say. But I was the single most common partner Dean had until he left for college. And every time I play bridge now, I will think about Dean and the lessons that he told me. One of them that he does magic much better than I do. The last thing I would like to do is ask your indulgence. 38 years ago, some of us toasted Dean's best decision in life. This is where my knee beats. He married Aviva. And no one could have cared better for Dean, my brother, than Aviva. When a doctor hears the words of my brother's diagnosis, he knows what's coming. And Aviva, with grace, dignity, compassion, and love, made my brother's last year the best possible. I would now like to ask you to stand and show Aviva and Dean to toast them once more. What that means.